Um, I think it was just very different to anything that I'd seen around. It didn't really follow any kind of template that I'd seen other scripts, especially English scripts, which all seemed to follow a very similar path. But yeah, it didn't really fit into any kind of category, and it was very funny, so I think that's why I liked it. And I really related to the character as well, so yeah.
How do you relate to the character? Like, what makes that relationship happen for you?
How did I relate to it? I just kind of feeling, you don't really know where you're going in the world, and at the time I really kind of felt that I didn't know if I wanted to be an actor. I didn't know, what I was doing. I hadn't gone to university, and just kind of bumming around and not feeling you're particularly good at anything, but at the same time desperately wanting to be, but thinking you'll never achieve, you'll never reach your own the goals you set for yourself. I think that's kind of why.
And how would you describe Art, the character that you play?
He's kind of in like, I guess you'd call him like a mediocrity. I mean, he's sort of, he doesn't really fit into any kind of people grouping. I mean, he's not particularly depressed, but he thinks he is. I mean, he doesn't have any kind of consistency in his emotions, which I think is what most people are like. I mean, just in terms of, normally in films, if somebody's a sad person, they're a sad person, but he doesn't, he's not particularly sad all the time. He's just basically chasing his tail. And he kind of, I don't know, he's just a guy who's just really stuck in a rut, and he needs to figure out a way out of it.
Is that part of that relationship that you're talking about that you could really relate to, that from a personal standpoint?
No, not really. I mean, no, I mean, I've never really felt sort of stuck in anything. I think, I don't know, Art really feels like he can't break out of anything. He really feels like he's been trapped by his own life, and he's kind of resentful of it as well.
Good answer, great. Do you know anybody who's like Art?
Not entirely. I mean, it would be very difficult to be friends with someone, I think, like Art, because I mean, even though it seems like he's very real, but really he's a very demanding friend. Even though he doesn't specifically ask for anything, but he's very emotionally draining to all his other friends, and that's, I guess, why his friends in the movie are quite closed down to him, and a lot of the characters are closed down to him, even though he seems relatively normal and sympathetic.
It's funny because the next question is something I was going to ask anyways. Did the director Oliver Irving, does he say that music is an integral part of the film?
No, definitely. I mean, I guess Art's trying to be a musician, but he's no good at it at all. I mean, he has the energy and the drive to try and be good, but he's just not talented, and it's very frustrating to him. But it's the way they did it in the movie, that he plays songs with his guitar and little open mics and things, and he's awful. And the soundtrack kind of does dream versions of the songs, which are kind of very intricately arranged, and just a lot like good versions of the songs he's writing, and so it sort of shows what he could be doing, but he never really reaches it.
Now, you play with this musician in the movie, but you also sing in the songs, is that right?
Yeah. I did. But it's funny, because I mean, it's quite difficult to fake playing the guitar really badly when you know how to play it and stuff like that, because it was surprisingly difficult. It's one of the most difficult parts of it. But yeah, it was quite fun though doing that. It really makes you, I like the idea of doing the scenes where he was doing open mics and things, and I've been to a lot of open mics in my life, and and just seeing how bad some of the people are, and just being able to just be one of the people who like makes everyone in the audience leave. I mean, it's great. And also playing, there's something about people are very honest when they're playing music in front of an audience, even when they know they're bad. They're but they really feel like they need to say something. They need to play it in front of people, which is quite. It's quite fun to play that in a movie.
What is your take on his music?
It's very earnest. It's no, the lyrics of his songs are really funny. I mean, they're so literal. They kind of. He talks about having problems with his parents, and the lyrics will literally be, "I have problems with my parents. I don't know what to do," or something, and he'll just sing it, which I thought, it's quite funny reading that. The song lyrics are really great.
Is the integral aspect, and this is just a question for me, is the integral aspect of the music being involved because you play music was that an attractor to the script as well?
Oh no, I mean, I didn't really even. It's nothing really to do with like making good songs. I mean, it's kind of as a joke how he plays. So no, I never really thought about the music. I just thought it was